Yo, what is up, everybody? We're back with another part to the What If Naruto is the Sage 6PATHS series. Last time we left off with Naruto killing Haku and Zabuza, so without further ado, let's get into this part.
Ay, thinking as I count these fucking days. Ay, tell me if I'm looking better. Just the other night I was playing.
Now, Naruto is of course studied his entire life, so he goes through the first tuning exam, or the first exam of the tuning exams, quite simply. The second one, however, does have a quite twist to it. Now, as he of course normally went on a piss, he would of course still take this piss. He doesn't see any reason for him not to relieve his system or his bowels. After all, it could hold him back in a fight. So he of course goes that. When he comes back, he sees Orochimaru in his body, or in his form. The only difference is Orochimaru forgot to copy the Rinnegan. Now, the reason why Orochimaru forgot to copy the Rinnegan is simply because he just didn't see Naruto's eyes. He was going off of what seemed to be a weird fashion sense for Naruto. So when he came in, everyone knew it wasn't him. He didn't have the Rinnegan. Naruto walks in, he sees this, and he's like, "Who are you?" And Orochimaru was astounded by this. He sees the Rinnegan, and he's like, "Wait. So I can either get the Sharingan or the Rinnegan, or I can get both." He simply is just like, "Well, this is interesting. I will take this into attack or into account." He rushes forward towards Sasuke, again trying to initially get the one that seems weaker. Naruto rushes in, grabs what would be Orochimaru's wrist, and sends him flying back. Orochimaru immediately sees that he won't be able to attack Naruto quite simply, and he took a lot of damage, so he regurgitates himself and tries rushing at Naruto again. Naruto pimp slaps him away and stomps on what would be his leg, fracturing its entire bone, actually shattering it. He has to again regurgitate himself, and Naruto simply says, "I have no quarrels with the ones outside of this village. Now, if you don't want to die, leave now. It's simple as that. If you don't leave, I will kill you without hesitation." Orochimaru feels the bloodlust and immediately runs away. He can't handle this. He knows he won't be able to beat Naruto, and his body just moved out of instinct. The others want to thank Naruto, but they just see this and they're immediately like, they're still frozen from the bloodlust of Naruto. Now Orochimaru has, he's seen what Naruto's capable of, and he knows he won't be able to take the Rinnegan. But he can still get Sasuke's eyes, and then possibly take the Rinnegan at a later date and time. That's basically what he's thinking. Now, the third tuning exam is going to go, or the third part of the tuning exam is going to go about the same, except Naruto is going to have a much easier time going against Neji and, of course, Kiba. And he doesn't have any hate towards what would be Neji necessarily, since he never saw the quarrel between what would be Neji and Hinata. Now, he's going to, during this period of time when it would be like a month training between his fight for Neji, he's going to actually encounter some interesting person. Now, of course, the girl from the Sound 4, let me look her up her name real quick. Alright, so it's Toyuya. Now, Naruto's going to actually come across Toyuya. As he comes across her, he noticed that she's keeping an eye on what would be Sasuke. And of course, she doesn't even sense Naruto at first. He simply just speaks, "What are you doing here? Who are you? What is your prerogative by coming here?" She turns around with a start, looking at Naruto, and she immediately tries using Genjutsu, trying to escape, or trying to, fool Naruto into submission. Naruto, of course, having the Rinnegan, is easily able to see through this. He was able to see through Genjutsu with his normal eyes and cannon, so this is quite simple for him. As she does this, she tries, of course, causing him to, black out. But Naruto just takes care of this. He appears behind her with his immense speed and just knocks her out. As she wakes up, she looks at Naruto and he simply says, "Now explain yourself before you die." She sees the Rinnegan and she's like, "Oh shit, this is the guy that Orochimaru was telling us about, the one to stay away from. I'm simply here to, I'm just simply here to survey you two. You were so strong after all. Leave now or you'll die. I already told your friend the same thing." She, of course, takes this as an opportunity to leave, no matter what. She notices this. She doesn't want to take any chance of going against Naruto. She knows she won't stand a chance if Orochimaru won't stand a chance. Now, basically, it's going to lead towards what would be the third, like during Sasuke's point of view. He has actually been having conversations with Orochimaru. He is, of course, agreed. He's like, I saw the power that Naruto possessed, and it's pissing me off. I need more power. I'll come with you if you get me stronger. They've been actually talking the entire time, and they planned the event to happen earlier. During the time the Gar is going to freak out, Naruto is going to be distracted with him so they can leave. Naruto sees this as an ultimate. Well, Naruto, pardon me, not Naruto. Sasuke sees this as a great plan, as well as Orochimaru, since he's getting the body. So when Gaara actually begins to freak out, it causes a big distraction. Naruto's going to, of course, take care of this. See, he can't have someone, destroying shit around him. This is the village he has to protect in order to get his revenge. So he chases after him. But Orochimaru and Sasuke had different plans. They decided that they're going to destroy the Leaf Village beforehand. After all, they're going to be coming after him. And if they're going to come after him, it's better to leave it in shambles so that they can't pick it up piece by piece. So as Naruto's fighting what would be Gaara in his, full Shikaku state, which Naruto is actually beating pretty easy. He's toying with it. He's having a little bit too much fun with it. He could have taken it out more or less in like 5 shots. But he's keeping it a pretty good battle. He's dodging every single blow of Shikaku's sand, and Shikaku is honestly hesitant to fight Naruto since he sees the Rinnegan. He's like the sage of 6PATHS, huh? He's like, I don't really want to fight him. But Naruto, of course, forces him into the fight. He begins beating it down on what would be Shikaku's body. Shikaku wouldn't feel the pain since he's, of course, made of sand, but he's beating him more nonetheless. Meanwhile, they have chakra bombs in, of course, the village. Suicide bombers, so be it. They're using their chakra receptor systems to kind of self-destruct in key points, which will kill all the citizens as well as leave the village in shambles. It's about 25 of some of the best soldiers that have been trained by Orochimaru for this purpose. As they go into self-destruct, leaving the entire village dead, and very few survivors. Naruto hears it, and he immediately is just overtaken by grief. He ends up finishing his battle with one shot with Gaara. He actually incinerates Gaara with how much power he used on accident, because he was just filled with so much anxiety knowing that his plans might be ruined. He rushes towards the village, sees it's all in shambles, and he just lets out a pure scream of agony. Why? Why? Who did this? I'm gonna destroy them. Why would they do this? There was no point in this. As he sees about 1,000 meters away, Orochimaru fleeing what would be the entire village, along with Sasuke and the Sound Four. Now he rushes after him, trying to catch him in time, but they disappeared. See, they had some sort of smoke screen set up. Now Naruto can't see through that. It was a special smoke screen that was made so thick that even the Rinnegan wouldn't be able to penetrate it easily whatsoever. And Naruto's emotions being heightened may lead to better vision, but at the same time, it leads towards a foggy judgment. So he just immediately rushes towards into the sound screen as they split off. He can't catch up with them. They left. They used tactics over what would be Naruto's power. Now, Tayuya was left behind. She was actually betrayed by them. For one fair reason. She simply said she doesn't want to destroy the village. There's no point in destroying the village. Towards Orochimaru. After all, it wouldn't make any sense with Sasuke, with Naruto being there. He'll come after him and kill him. For that, she was actually beaten multiple times by what would be the Sound Four and kicked out. She's actually knocked unconscious in the village right before. She seems to be one of the dead bodies. Naruto walks back towards the village and falls to his knees in the middle of just the annihilation that's happened to it. All the debris. Very few survivors, probably 10 at most. Naruto begins crying and sobbing. How am I gonna get my revenge for Hinata? How am I gonna do it? No, I'll get my revenge. If I can't kill this village, if I can't destroy and get revenge against this village, I'll just do it to the ones who took it away from me. Orochimaru, you are dead. As well as you, Sasuke. Who knew such a little runt would dare go against me? I will rip you limb to limb, causing you the most agony imaginable. That's what I'll do. Tayuya comes behind him. Of course, that's what I would do as well. He turns around immediately, grabs her by the throat, and sends her flying, or rushes towards what would be a tree, and he has what is borderline his staff straight to her neck, getting ready to kill her. What are you doing here? Are you begging for death? You know I'm going to kill you too, right? After all, look at what you did to this village. No, it wasn't me. I didn't want to do this to the village. Why do you think they left me behind? Why do you think I am here with you? Why do you think I am alone? I haven't been alone before. I don't even know why I spoke up for this village. The only reason I did was so that you wouldn't kill us. But guess what happened to me? He actually lets go of her. He's surprised. No one's ever lashed back towards him this way. Not in a long while, at least. And then suddenly she apologizes. She's like, sorry. I'm just overtaken by the grief. He says, so you're betrayed, huh? Well, I don't know if you'll be much use to me. But you're more than welcome to tag along as I rip them limb to limb and destroy them. Burn down their entire village. And since you were an insider, you can give me the knowledge. She looks at him. I guess. And that is where I'm going to leave it off. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Yeah, I might come out with another part to the Thor thing today or tomorrow. Depends on when I feel like uploading it. After all, these do take time to edit. So again, thank you guys for watching. Road to 10K, subscribe.